Look, I was getting dozens of orders a day for my clothing brand with the dumbest posts you've ever seen in your life. No fancy photo shoots, and I wasn't even using attractive models. Most startup clothing brands crash because they're too busy playing it safe, blending into the boring crowd. I broke every single lame rule that there is and used humor and memes to drive over $500,000 worth of sales for my clothing brand. Today I'm going to share with you real underground secrets for marketing that are not mainstream. Most brand owners do not know this. I'm going to break down the 4 main pillars for how to break the rules effectively for your brand and absolutely blow it up this year. Really quickly, to put all of this into context for those of you who don't know me, my clothing brand K-Bud represents rural Canada. K-Bud is slang in Canada, like K-Bud, sure bud. That's just how we talk here. And my audience is for Canadians that are proud to be Canadian and have a sense of humor. I've done hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales for this brand, all direct through our website over the past few years. And this is what's inspired this video here. I want to show you the ridiculous things that I was doing to market my brand to get real results. A lot of what people talk about online when it comes to doing marketing and getting your brand out there is this generic, watered down, like annoying bull crap that you just can't really sink your teeth into, and it's not giving you real advice. So I'm going to share with you examples here, and this is truly going to blow your mind. Chapter 1, break the damn pattern. If it blends in, it's dead. You need to cut through the noise and be unmistakably different. And the way that you want to think about this is you want when people to come across your brand for them to say, this feels different. For my brand K-Bud, I came up with my marketing strategy out of first principles, meaning I thought of the strategy based on looking at my specific target audience and thinking solely about what will resonate with them. I wasn't thinking about, oh, I need to do all of this stuff because this is what other brands are doing. I was thinking specifically about the interests and the personality of my target audience. This is why I ditched the polished, safe, vanilla vibe for my brand, and I went with these funny, humorous posts that I was making on Instagram and on TikTok. Instead, I was embracing the chaos and the weirdness that my target audience understands because it's more magnetic that way. And when you're just doing the polished, boring stuff, you become totally forgettable. So instead of running an ad that looks like every other ad out there, I'd run an ad like this, which is our hoodie that says, "Oh yeah, no for sure, bud," which is something we'd say here in Canada on it. And at the top, I turned it into a meme style. And this ad was crushing because people were sharing it. They thought it was funny. They wanted the hoodie because it resonated with their personality and their sense of humor. They didn't care that there was no model in it. They didn't care that it was just a hoodie on a table. We turned it into something playful and into something funny. I was constantly thinking about how to disrupt the scroll. Everybody's just scrolling on Instagram, and you need to do something that's going to make them stop in their tracks and look at what they're actually seeing. You have to truly realize just how saturated everything is and how much competition there is out there. Safe is invisible. Strange is more sticky. It's more interesting, and it gets your attention so much better. Don't be afraid to be a little bit edgy if you know that that's what's going to resonate with your target audience. Maybe you might ruffle some feathers of people who get offended by it, but if they're not your target audience, who cares about it? That's why I made a post like this where it's a girl on a sled out in the country throwing up the birds saying Canadian girls are a vibe. This post did really, really well for us, and it stood out, and people were sharing it, and they loved the brand because it connected with their sense of identity and how they want to be communicated with. As a lesson here, just remember that this is counterintuitive. This is what your brain's telling you not to do. This is what everybody's going to tell you not to do. It's too crazy. It's too risky. But remember, disruption isn't risky. Obscurity is. Just fitting in and doing what everybody else is doing, you're never going to get anywhere and you're never going to fit in. This is the single biggest marketing lesson I could share with you. If you've been learning a lot so far, buckle up because we're just getting started. I'm about to share with you chapters 2, 3, and 4, but first I want to let you know that Apparel Success is sponsored by my buds over at design.com. If you need sick designs for your brand, but you're not a designer yourself, this is perfect for you. Just go to design.com/apparel success, type in whatever your sick ideas for your logo, hit enter, bam. Thousands of logo ideas are gonna come up that you can edit and refine as long as you want for free until it's perfect. I've used this a ton of times within my own businesses to make designs. If you're interested, head over to design.com/apparel success and you'll get up to 88% off at checkout. Chapter 2, build a cult, not a customer base. Believe it or not, you are not selling a product. You are selling a movement that people want to belong to. And I know that sounds super corny. It sounds like something you've heard all the time. Oh, you're building a movement, man. Build a movement. But for real, when I think about my brand K-Bud and the feeling that people were getting when they bought it and the way that they were sharing it and talking about it with their friends and the way it was just spreading word of mouth like that, it legitimately was a movement. By making the brand feel more edgy, exclusive, and underground, it made people feel like we get them. Like they could wear the clothing and be like, they get me, they know who I am, and they know those specific little personality traits that I have. The way to build a cult and not a customer base is you want people to think it's cool to be a part of this, not just it's nice to buy this. You know when you buy something on Amazon, you buy it because, I don't know, it's just something nice to buy, but you're never going to become a part of the movement. You want your brand to be something that is like cool to be a part of. And when it's cool to be a part of it, people will become repeat buyers. And this is how you're building so much brand loyalty. And I don't want you to underestimate just how important this brand loyalty is in growing a healthy business. This is why in our content like this, we're using inside jokes and shared language that they really are able to say, I'm a part of this and they get me, and we're building that community. It's one thing for people to just consume your products, and it's another thing for people to truly want to rep it. This is where you'll notice sales come with zero friction. It's just so easy. Whenever they see your brand, just that product market fit is in perfect alignment and they want to buy it so bad. And not only that, when people feel like they belong, then they want to share it with others. But this is the big lesson out of chapter 2. When people feel like they belong, they want to bring others with them. And likely, whoever it is that you're trying to sell your brand to, they're going to be surrounded by people just like them. And if you can get one of them, they're going to become your biggest source of marketing. Chapter 3, be so bold they have to share it with someone. Make content that hits hard and begs to be passed around. I want you to think right now about most of the content that gets shared with you on your own Insta or on your own social media. Usually it's something funny, something wild, something entertaining, maybe somebody hurting themselves or something crazy going on. It's never some generic, boring post from a clothing brand of just like a normal photo shoot. Remember that big emotions equals big shares. So if you're trying to get shares from all of your posts that you're making on Instagram and on TikTok and on social media everywhere, which is definitely what you're trying to do, remember that boring, generic, blending in, none of this stuff gets shared. Whereas controversial, funny, raw, weird, all of that stuff gets shared like crazy. That's what spreads. And deep down, it's because people like to flex what makes them look bold, different, funny to all of their friends. So the more WTF that a post is, the more what the am I looking at, the more viral it's likely to go. This is why for my brand, I've shared customer emails that are ridiculous with swear words in it that are just really funny customer emails that we've gotten in the past. These posts have done so well on our social media. What's so crazy is I've literally made thousands of posts for this brand online, and I noticed a direct correlation between making regular photo shoot posts, doing the boring thing, and just getting not very many likes and not getting many shares versus making content that's really funny, polarizing, wild, weird. And every single time I did that, it did really well. Like there's a perfect correlation between what people actually want to see and what people don't want to see. And before we move on to chapter 4, I know you're likely thinking, but Rob, my brand's like this little mental health brand that's really trying to be nice and sweet, and we don't have the same edginess that your brand does. Well, you don't have to do the exact same thing that my brand's doing. Like I said, my marketing strategy came out of first principles, looking at my target audience and thinking about what would resonate with them on a deep, visceral level. And you can do the same thing for your own brand. You're only limited by your own creativity here, and playing it safe in any niche is just an excuse to fit in, blend in, and get no reach and not get any attention. Chapter 4, your brand's not real until it bleeds through everything. Just making one random post that's a little bit edgy or out there and breaking the rules a little bit isn't going to do much for you. If when they show up to your site, everything else is different and the whole vibe is different. If you look at K-Bud, almost all of our designs have these funny sayings in rural Canada, and it fits with our marketing strategy of being more edgy and being more funny with memes and humor online. The brand needs to be authentic, and it needs to show up in the same way everywhere. Even in the customer emails that we were writing with customers reaching out, we'd get playful with them and we'd include humor inside of the emails, and we'd answer just like the personality from our brand. In our DMs, we'd be playful with our customers. On Instagram, on TikTok, our clothing, everything's connected and everything's cohesive, and it all bleeds through in this exact same sense of personality and authenticity. The point being here is that if you just use this as a strategy to get attention on the front end, but your actual brand is kind of boring and the products don't really match with it, and it's not going to connect with the sense of humor or the type of person who's engaging with your content, then they're not going to want to buy your products when they come to your site and when they see them. Congrats, you made it this far into the video, and let me just sum this up for you so that you never forget it. The only brands that win are the brands that are brave enough to be unmistakably different. Standing out and breaking the rules isn't a risk, it's the requirement. The very fact that you're not willing to break the rules, stand out, put yourself out there, be authentic, and express your brand fully is the reason why you're not getting the results that you're looking for. It's counterintuitive. It's a paradox. Everything inside of you is telling you to hold back. Don't do it, man. It's too risky. It's not going to get you anywhere. But that very thought is the thing holding you back from the success that you're looking for. You have to go for it. You have to be different. And it's the #1 rule right now when it comes to marketing your brand online. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. Leave a like on this video if you got value out of it. And if you want to work with me and a community of other brand owners, check out apparelsuccessmastermind.com, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.